Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast! An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Kaplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond, and today I'm flying solo because Jeff Kaplan is out. We miss you, Jeff. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Apparently, KSL has decided to see what happens when they give me an entire hour and a microphone. But I'm definitely not alone today. Joining me is a good friend and returning guest, Dan Evans, a Utah luxury real estate professional who spends every day talking with buyers, sellers, and investors and seeing firsthand what is happening in today's market. Welcome back, Dan.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back finally.
Always good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about what all of us want to know, and that is what's actually happening in the real estate market right now. Depending on what headline you read, you might think the market is booming, crashing, frozen, or about to take off. So today we're going to separate real estate reality from real estate noise. Current market and mortgage rates remain far above the extraordinary lows buyers have become accustomed to earlier this decade. That changes affordability, but it has not eliminated the need to buy, sell, relocate, invest, or move up. People haven't stopped needing homes because the market changed. They've changed how they buy them. Okay, Dan, I have a couple quick questions for you. If you were to describe the Utah housing market right now in one word, what would it be and why?
You know, today the one word would be interesting. Or we could say challenging. We could give you a bunch of one words. Frothy. It's a bunch of different things. But I think a good way to describe it is K-shaped.
K-shaped. Explain that.
So K-shaped, and a lot of you have probably heard that term when talking about the economy. Basically, it's separating the haves and the have-nots. And that is our real estate market to a T. So, and we'll talk about this later on. But right now we are seeing homes selling for record prices. We are also seeing homes getting 2, 3, 4, 5 price reductions, lowering prices sometimes $1 million or $2 million. So we're seeing all of it right now.
So are buyers gaining negotiating power right now?
Buyers have a lot of leverage. So what's interesting is that we had an old adage that we'd tell people, which is most buyers won't even bother looking at a property that they think is overpriced. When we're talking with a seller about, hey, how high should we list our home, or do we want to leave room for negotiating? Now, we still have buyers who won't go to a home that they think is overpriced, but we'll see people watch a home and wait and wait and wait and then try to go for it.
I think so as well. Okay, what's the biggest mistake that sellers are making today?
The biggest mistake the sellers are making right now is they're assuming that we're still in the 2018 to 2022 market. So we're about a month past 4 years from when the rates doubled virtually overnight back in 2022. And the last several years, we've seen record prices. We've seen things going well, markets moving. This year's finally where we're starting to see reality catch up with the reality of finances catching up with the prices of homes. So we do see homes where if your home is not up to date and it's not priced well, it is sitting on the market. And right now, over 75% of the MLS has been on the MLS for 30 days or more.
Ouch.
So only 25% of the market is actually turning over at a given time.
Okay, so sellers always think that their home is worth more than it is. And sometimes as a real estate agent, you have to be the bearer of bad news and you have to actually show them the comparables. Are sellers finally adjusting to reality?
We're getting there. Some sellers, it depends. So, and we're getting way in the weeds here, but this is kind of fun. So when we meet with a seller, our number one thing is do you have to sell the home or do you want to sell the home? If you want to sell a home, unless you have put in time and effort and design into the home, this is not the market for a want to sell home. If you are a have to sell home, then I would look seriously at two things. One, is the home up to date? Yes or no? It's one of the two. If it's not up to date, then the second part is, are we open to doing some projects to bring the value up of the home? And people will pay you for projects. They will absolutely pay to have an updated modern home that they can move into, regardless of price point. Or if we don't want to do projects, which again, not for everybody, projects are not my favorite thing. I like to golf. I like to do other things. So I'm not a project guy.
I'm a project girl. I love it. I'm like, yes, let's go. Paint carpet. I'm in.
Exactly. You took over a home and you made that a beautiful home. And so if we're not willing to do projects, then we have to look seriously at, we have to pay someone else to do this project, and that person's the buyer. So as sellers, it's not the same, we just throw it up and everyone loves it kind of thing, with a few exceptions. And again, there's certain areas of Salt Lake Valley, Utah County, and Park City and Heber where regardless of the economy, it's going to sell for a top dollar and it's going to get competing bids. I mean, riverfront property for sure in Provo. Anything on the river, you could list it for whatever price and you're going to sell it. Salt Lake, Walker Lane, Holiday, acre plus with tall trees, it is going to sell all day, every day. There is endless demand for buyers. Gated premium golf course communities in Park City and even the Colony, those tend to sell. Most everything else, you need to actually price it to sell, or you need to do projects to make sure it looks great.
Okay, buyer's perspective, what are some of the biggest mistakes that buyers are making today?
That's a really good question. So we get approached by buyers all the time with quote unquote without an agent because they think they can get a discount. If I were a buyer in this market today, your best shot at getting a discount is either have a good aggressive agent or approach the seller and the agent directly, get an idea of what their motivation is and what their situation is, and that's how you go about it. I would say the way to not get a discount or to have people not actively working with you is to come in and say, hey, I want you to knock 3% off the price because I have no agent. And by the way, here's my thoughts. So buyers often are either A, being too passive. So if you have a home that you like and maybe it's a little bit overpriced, this is the market to come in and say, hey, let's see if they'll knock 100 or 200 or 500 off the price. That's biggest mistake number one is that. Because really, when someone prices a home very well, usually competition follows. I was talking with a seller as I was walking in. When Heather buzzed me into the KSL building, I was on the phone with someone. They just sold their home. They had actually priced it well. They had actually done things to their home to get it ready to sell. It sold with 3 offers. It was great. On the flip side, they're trying to buy in the same market and they're like, hey, we want a deal. And so we talked about what a deal looks like. So we were talking about a few homes that we'd had our eyes on that were 100 or 200 above their price. And we're going to throw out some offers and see what happens.
Okay, so when you're buying your own personal home, sometimes the charts and graphs go out the window because you just want to be in the neighborhood. You have to walk in a home. It has to feel like home when you walk in, and you have to have that emotional connection to the home. What price ranges do you feel like are the strongest right now, and which price ranges are the weakest right now based off of that criteria?
The price ranges, the most saturated price range right now is 600 to $1 million. I guess you could say 600 to 800 or 800 to $1 million. There's a lot of inventory, but again, 70% of that inventory is just sitting on the market because either A, it's overpriced, or B, it's not in great shape and move-in ready, or both. I mean, right now, interest rates are expensive, so money isn't cheap. And then on top of that, home remodel projects, as you and I both know, like we just redid the outside of our house just barely. None of it's cheap. It's all way more than you think it's going to be, and it takes a lot longer than you think it's going to take. And so for a buyer to come in and pay a premium for your home, you need to have it ready to sell. So again, those price ranges are saturated. And then actually in the Salt Lake Valley, the 2 to 4 million price range, there is quite a bit of inventory on the market that seems to be priced based on the land value. But again, you're selling a project to someone and it needs to be recognized and priced accordingly.
For sure. What's one opportunity in today's market the buyers are overlooking?
The biggest opportunity that people have right in front of them is that sellers that have to sell, they will discount a home to sell it. And especially if they started out too high, which is pretty often, they're willing to discount a home and they'll deal with it. So those are the big opportunities. And the other thing is, and I'm projecting a bit, but I have young kids and I also see nice homes every day. You see nice homes every day. I think there's a level of a lack of patience about that where I want things ready to go. I mean, we live in a world where even like the grocery store, it has been a hot minute since I've been to a grocery store. And so people want things ready to go, but being willing to live with a home where you do have a project or a ton of upside, that's the biggest opportunity right now. And it's everywhere.
I think so as well. And whether you're buying or selling or simply watching the market, remember, headlines tell you what's happening nationally. Great real estate professionals tell you what's happening on your street. Dan Evans with Summit Realty is on the show with us. And coming up next, we're going to talk about Dan's specialty, which is luxury real estate. What are the affluent buyers buying? What features are officially out? And what makes somebody spend $3 million, $5 million, or even $10 million on one Utah home instead of another? That's next on the KSL Real Estate Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There's a lot to love about Subaru because for 2026, Subaru has 9 recommended models from Consumer Reports. And the Forester and Crosstrek have been named top picks, an honor given to only 10 vehicles in the country. It's no wonder, for the second year in a row, Subaru has been named the best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted, loved. Subaru. Get special offers at your local Subaru retailer. Learn more at Subaru.com/CR. Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice, so everything stays on track.
Exactly. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Planning for the future? State Farm Life Insurance can help protect those you love. With flexible coverage, options for your budget, and the ability to adjust your policy as needs change, State Farm can help you live more confidently. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
When you're a maintenance engineer in a beverage manufacturing plant, you keep production lines moving and quality on track because there's no room for slowdowns. With Grainger's vast selection of high-quality motors, sensors, belts, and hard-to-find parts, you can get what you need fast and all in one place, so nothing gets in the way of getting the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond, and today my guest is the Luxury Real Estate Agent of the Year, Dan Evans from Summit Realty. Welcome back.
Yeah, we got it. Yep.
I don't know if you're even the year. You're probably the century, but you kill it in this segment, and I love it so much. Let's talk about your world, Dan. Luxury. It's changing. Buyers aren't simply looking for the biggest home that they can find. Luxury is about location, architecture, privacy, quality, lifestyle, and features that are difficult to duplicate. And Utah luxury is different depending on where you are. Park City luxury isn't Alpine luxury. Alpine isn't Draper. Draper isn't Salt Lake. And St. George has its own luxury buyer. What does luxury actually mean in Utah's market today, Dan?
That's the question of the day. And I did find out I am luxury agent of the year, of the month, of the decade is what I am. So that's kind of fun. So luxury today, boy, that's challenging. I mean, really luxury is, and it's a bit of a, I would say, a moving target. But depending on the area, it can mean acreage. It can mean square footage. It can mean the quality of the square footage. It can mean an indoor basketball court. It can mean a pool. But if we look at the Wasatch Front right now, what you're typically seeing, if money isn't an object and it's just what do luxury homes look like, you're seeing quite a bit of traditional architecture coming in. So whether that's a European or Cotswolds, you're seeing quite a bit of that coming in. So less square footage, more trimmed out homes. So a lot of millwork, a lot of cabinetry, built-ins, and really fine detail. Where I think the previous decade was, I would say, defined quite a bit by more modern aesthetics and big rooms and lots of square footage. Now we're seeing a lot more traditional, beautiful homes.
I think so as well. It depends on the buyer, really. Maybe mountain views, the river, maybe it's a sports court, a golf simulator, home gyms, saunas, large garages, guest homes. All of those things can be luxury depending on who that buyer is. What feature do you feel like gives a luxury seller the greatest return on investment of all of those items?
Yeah, great question. So if we take a step back on it, I think the biggest thing, if I had a home, say over $2.5 million that I was going to sell today, or even $3 million or $4 million, is I would have it ready to move in. Like right now, I'm trying to think of a good example. I mean, we have people who have had IPOs. We've had people who've had tech exits. We've had people who have gotten equity paid out in homes or venture capital payouts. We have jazz players. We have the guys on the Mammoth. And we've encountered all of those people in the last month looking at our listings. I would say the common thread among all those buyers is that they want something that they can move into and be done, especially younger luxury people. I mean, again, there's a level of patience, and if you have a dream home you're trying to build, that's great. But for, say, even the Mammoth players and the jazz players, which, again, we've dealt with, they want something ready to move in. They're in their 20s. They're making a lot of money. They're not tied down in any way. The last thing they want to do is manage a project, at least currently. And so that's what we see quite a bit of is move-in ready is great. And it doesn't have to be that it's perfect for the buyer. It just has to feel that way. So if they want to customize it, they can. And if they want to leave it the way it is, they can. I mean, there's a lot of homes, and you see this all the time, where people have grand plans on a $4 million home to change it, make it their own. You see it 5 years later, and it's the exact same home. Almost always. Like, that's it.
Or they had $4 million and they spent $8 million to make it what it is.
Exactly. So that's one thing I see. And whether that includes a pool, I mean, we could go back and just say, what are I guess the word would be like table stakes. So table stakes for a luxury home, we'll call it over $3 million in the Wasatch Front, I think automatically is that you have premium finishes, larger rooms, good gathering areas, nice trim. Almost always you'll see a pool attached at that point. Bigger garage or oversized garage, sometimes with a car lift. Home gym, home spas I've seen quite a bit more of lately, especially if you go to the Parade of Homes. Seems like every home has a sauna and a cold plunge now. I mean, we have a sauna. I use it 4 or 5 days a week, even in the summer. We love it. So you see that quite a bit. And then in addition to that, we're getting into golf simulator rooms or hybrid theater rooms. I think theater rooms were a huge thing for a long time. And then those of us with kids that are approaching teen years, the last thing we want is a dark, closed room. So we're opening those up and making them hybrid rooms.
Well, and sometimes it's just fun to go to the movies, right?
Oh, yeah.
You just want your shoes to be sticky and, all the good things that are part of that. And when you stay at home all day, maybe you just need to get out once in a while. Okay, so those are some of the coolest features that we've seen in Utah luxury homes. How about the most ridiculous features? Dan, can you think of any that were just a total waste of money that people should not do?
I mean, I don't want to, all due respect to everyone who has whatever these things are. I've seen a home beauty salon, which I thought was just interesting. Bowling alleys. I think there's a certain level of when someone gets enough money to build a luxury home or get their perfect home, there's a little bit of wish fulfillment that comes in. You get the things like, as a kid, you're like, I want a fire pole in my house so I can go through all 3 levels, or I want a bowling alley, or I want, anything along those lines. The most ridiculous, bowling alley for sure, because they just sit and collect dusts. I would say the salon in the house was interesting one time. I have seen interesting rooms with step-down lounges. I've seen what did I see in a house? I don't know how to describe it other than like a place, I guess you would do like psychedelics or ayahuasca. I saw that in a house about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Where it was a room with like the moon and stars drawn on it. Really, really nice room. That probably cost a lot of money to do it, but it was 100% for nothing other than just kind of, I guess, getting high. So that's where you get ridiculous. And then, of course, in the yard, you see a lot of interesting stuff in yards. I've seen statues. Generally, statues are probably the most ridiculous, almost always.
And I feel like at a certain level, you're really no longer selling bedrooms and bathrooms. You're selling a lifestyle. The best luxury homes make buyers imagine their life differently the minute they walk through that front door. After the break, we're talking about something that affects almost every buyer: interest rates, affordability, and whether 2026 is actually a good time to buy. I'm Heather Osmond, owner of Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores, here with Dan Evans, Summit Realty. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mr. Generous. Imagine never paying for an oil change ever again. Well, at Generous Automotive, that's true. Get into any one of our 7 dealerships or check us out online at generousauto.com, where you're never going to pay for an oil change again. We don't expect you to buy unless you like the figures, and you get more and save more at generousauto.com. Get more and save more with the Generous Auto Group. generousauto.com.
Big goals, tight budget? A home equity line of credit from Golden West Credit Union makes it possible. With a low 3.33% APR fixed for 6 months, you can remodel, pay down high-interest debt, or handle life's unexpected expenses. Your home equity is a powerful tool, and now is the perfect time to put it to work for you. Apply today at any Golden West branch or online at gwcu.org. Golden West Credit Union. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 440574.
We'll take care of you.
When you're a maintenance engineer in a beverage manufacturing plant, you keep production lines moving and quality on track because there's no room for slowdowns. With Grainger's vast selection of high-quality motors, sensors, belts, and hard-to-find parts, you can get what you need fast and all in one place, so nothing gets in the way of getting the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Kaplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond here with Dan Evans, Summit Realty. Dan, let's talk about luxury again. Privacy, how important is that?
Privacy is huge. I think at a certain point, we've all lived in a house where we could look in our backyard and see our neighbors eating their food. And once you hit a level of wealth or ability, you want to have privacy, and you thrive on that. I know we live on a private lot, and I love it. And the thought of going back from that, I would give up a lot before I gave that up. So that's huge.
I think so as well. How valuable are mountain, valley, or lake views?
Mountain, I think mountain, valley, and lake views. I mean, everyone has a mountain view. I mean, you've lived in Orem or Provo. For all the times we sold homes in Orem, I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, we have a view of Temp. And it's like, guess what? The whole city has a view of Temp. It's great. It doesn't change a thing. So mountain views, although now that I've sold homes across the Wasatch Front, I will say this is more of a soft science, but the Alpine Cove area has a really pretty section of mountains. And then in Salt Lake County, from about 120th south to Big Cottonwood Canyon, that range of mountains is so pretty. And I do not live in that area, but I wish I did. That's really huge. Lake views are big, although, the lake views typically come with the side lack of benefit, which is you get sunsets in your backyard. And then valley views are huge. But typically, for view people, I would say almost always a view is something you appreciate when you have it, but it is hard to sell it without someone actually experiencing it.
So true. How important is outdoor living?
Outdoor living, that's always an interesting one because Utah, we all have these grand ideas and every parade home has so much going on outside. We really have, 6 months where outdoor living is feasible without heaters or something. And even then it depends on the orientation of your home. but it is important to have. I mean, we have a big back patio and, hot tub and outdoor kitchen and all that. And that's fun for us. And so it's big, but I mean, it's also not always feasible to use it.
So true. Are pools still a major draw in Utah?
They are still a huge draw in Utah. And for those that are wonder, that's probably the biggest question I get asked is how much does it cost to maintain a pool? On average, it's about $1,000 a month to maintain a pool, in addition to your normal bills. Pools are huge.
I think so as well. People either love them or they hate them because I've seen buyers not buy a home because it has a pool as well.
Pools are very polarizing. It's also hard to fill. I mean, basically, you don't want to fill in a pool and then regrass it. So pools are a yes or a no.
For sure. Okay, what about sports courts?
Outdoor sports courts. Right now, what we see a lot of is pickleball courts. And for the owner, it's great. For neighbors, those of you that live near a pickleball court, there actually are pickleball courts in certain quiet neighborhoods where I know the neighbors hate it. But pickleball courts are a huge draw. If you are looking for a court like that, tennis court or pickleball court, post tension is the biggest thing you can look for. Those are the ones that don't crack or heave. Indoor courts. That is something that in my own particular life, that is something that if we are going to move is to move to a house that has an indoor court. So indoor courts are huge. And that is something I've seen crop up in a lot of houses, especially with boys.
And I will tell you, I have one son, Landon, and we actually built our entire home around this sport court that we did. I know. It was really, really cool. And in the beginning, I just didn't love it. And then it probably became my favorite room as soon as we moved in. Within the first 2 weeks. It was amazing.
It's incredible. You have a gym there in your house, and it's amazing. Because I have 3 young boys. They play all the sports. And finding basketball courts outside of an LDS church, it is tough.
It is tough.
Yeah, so it's a big deal.
Okay, home gyms and wellness rooms, saunas and cold plunges. We mentioned it earlier. I think it's hot.
It's hot. People like it. I mean, if we decide to remodel a little bit, I think we'll probably orient one of the rooms because right now we have a sauna in our gym, and we'd probably orient a room just around wellness because we use that sauna all the time. It's a big deal. Same with gyms.
I agree. Okay, garages. I think people always are wanting more garage space. They want it wider. They want it deeper. They need more of them. So if you have a larger lot, build a garage.
Yep, exactly. Build a garage or build a detached garage. We currently have a home for sale in the Pepperwood neighborhood that checks all these boxes, by the way. Has a golf simulator, has a gym, has a half-court basketball court, has a detached garage as well that you can fit a boat or an RV in. So the detached garage is the ultimate flex, and you could probably get away with having your indoor court in a detached garage too. But it is such a great use, especially if you have any kind of RV or fifth wheel or boat or anything like that.
Well, it'll really make or break your sale. If you have an RV and you can't park it, you won't buy that house.
Yes, and the outdoor or the detached garage is also a lot like a pool, where for some people, they're willing to overpay to get that.
For sure.
And if you don't need it, it's probably not going to be a huge benefit.
True. Okay, smart home technology. It's all the rage. People either love it or they hate it. I personally am not a techie person, so I just want my television to work.
Yes. So I've got some hot takes. So we've sold hundreds of luxury homes over the years, and we have seen everything across the board. I'm not going to name names of companies, but smart home technology, smart theater technology, lighting apps, HVAC apps, home audio. So let's go through these, and I'll just say, if it were me, I'll just give you ups and downsides. I think whole home automation, you are signing up for frustration. I think no one's yet to really corner that without it being buggy. So that one, I've seen more and more people actually trend away from it that had whole home automation. Go away from that and go to maybe smart light switches, but they don't want to have the whole home automation. So that's if you're going to do it, just realize you're getting a piece of tech, and how many times do you have to reset your phone, or how many times do you have to reset an iPad? It's the same thing. It's just a bunch of iPads around your house. So if it were me, I would not do it. And buyers are starting to trend away from that. Whole home audio, that is a sneaky, huge benefit to a home. I think it's a game changer. I think the Wi-Fi enabled ones, I guess we could name Sonos. We should get a plug for that. But we put a whole home Sonos in our house, and it is sneaky, maybe the best money we've spent in our house, and it wasn't a lot of money. Whole home audio is awesome, especially if you can have zones. It's amazing. Just allows for you to have like a cool mood in the home, and you can use your phone. So like TVs, smart TV, smart or theater rooms. If I were to have a whole home automation company do something in my home, I would probably have them regulate a theater room is what I would have them do. They knock that out of the park. They kill it with that stuff. Having it all on one remote is so great, and it's really easy to deal with. Outside of the theater room, I don't know if I would do it though. And then on the smart home HVAC stuff, like we've had different versions of different smart home stuff, and they've all been somewhat buggy to some degree, or have malfunctioned at some point. So we went right back to like just on the little pad in the house. I don't know. I mean, what do you have in your home there?
Okay, so I have had all of those,
Yep.
right? I've had Control 4, I've had all of the things, and they never work. Just like you're saying, we're always like, call the guy. We can't turn on our television again because it's all connected and it's broken, and we spent so much money. But I will tell you, one of the things that is probably my favorite is the light technology, where at the front door, you can turn off the entire home. So if
Yes.
someone just accidentally left a light on in a closet, in a bedroom, in the basement, you don't have to run around the whole house and turn them all off. Love that. I think that's a great investment. Window coverings, there's nothing better than laying in your bed and like pushing the button and they all come down or
Yep.
they all go out.
It's very
for-
satisfying.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a problem. Okay, that's worth all the money in the world. The other thing, if you're building a new home, even if you don't have the money to put it in right now, I would say wire for it.
Yes.
Then you have options. You can add it later. You just have versatility. So anytime you can have a little flexibility with any of those things, I think it's worth wiring for.
Exactly. And I think it's worth isolating each of them to their own little ecosystem. When you start combining ecosystems, that's where you run into trouble. So like the whole home lighting, it is incredible to be able to have an all off or an all on. I mean, I guess for me, when I'm showing homes, all on is like super great. But the all off is so nice. And if you end up doing it, there's a couple of spots you can do it that are great. I would put it at your garage door. I would put it in the master bedroom or primary bedroom. Those are the two where if you do that, you're usually using it in there. And yeah, I forgot about the automatic blinds. We have that, and it is kind of a fun noise too, actually. Like the little whirring's pretty fun. I love it. And again, but each of them in their own little ecosystem is great and easy. But when you combine them, you have problems. Like, again, I didn't want to say any names, but Control 4
is a disaster.
When it's working, it is amazing. When it's not
Lutron,
working,
oh.
When it's not working, it is you have to call a guy, and then you're waiting for that guy. And if it's on the weekend, there's no guy to call, and then you're stuck on the weekend. So
true. Okay, the other one that I love is the thermostats. Let's just talk about that for a minute, right?
So what do you have?
I don't even know what I have. It just works, and I like it. And it's digital, and so it just turns on the heat or turns on the AC depending on what you want that at, and it just always runs, and I love it.
Yeah,
so there you go.
We don't touch ours either. We at one point did have like the lighting and HVAC and audio visual all in one. That was not great.
Great.
But having in their own little area, like we haven't touched our HVAC in, I don't know, it's been 6 months or a year since I've like adjusted it. So it's great.
And those are one of those things that you can retrofit after the fact. If you're living in an existing home for a couple $100, you can get a new thermostat. It looks like an iPad, and it's pretty cool. So check that out. Okay, Dan, what feature gives a luxury seller the greatest return on investment? If you had $100,000, if you had $1 million, what would you do with the money?
What I would do with the money, one feature is hard to say. If I were to say where I'd spend my money, I would put it in a kitchen. I would put it in a great room in a kitchen. Like if it's $1 million, $100,000, I would throw it in the kitchen. And then, man, the thing that probably gets you the best return on excessive thing, so like say a pool or something else, would probably be pools. If someone who wants a pool, they will pay for a pool. It's also the most hassle putting in, but it's a big deal. And then detached garage. People will pay for a detached garage. They just don't want to do it.
And the husband will want to buy that house. He will do anything and everything to talk his wife into getting that house if it has the garage space.
Oh, exactly. It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, what's one feature that costs a fortune but rarely pays the seller back?
something that people won't appreciate, although I think a trained eye can really appreciate the finer details on things, but excessive trim on a house rarely gets your return on your money. I think there's a base level where, bare walls and no trim or no casing doesn't help. But excessive trim rarely gets you your money back. It's just an aesthetic thing.
I agree. You're listening to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond, owner of Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. Dan Evans, Summit Realty, one of the top real estate agents on the show with us today. We'll be right back.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, zero tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Big goals, tight budget. A home equity line of credit from Golden West Credit Union makes it possible. With a low 3.33% APR fixed for 6 months, you can remodel, pay down high-interest debt, or handle life's unexpected expenses. Your home equity is a powerful tool, and now is the perfect time to put it to work for you. Apply today at any Golden West branch or online at gwcu.org. Golden West Credit Union. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 440574.
We'll take care of you.
When you're a maintenance engineer in a beverage manufacturing plant, you keep production lines moving and quality on track because there's no room for slowdowns. With Grainger's vast selection of high-quality motors, sensors, belts, and hard-to-find parts, you can get what you need fast and all in one place, so nothing gets in the way of getting the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe, plus free delivery on any mattress. Ends Monday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond, and I have Dan Evans on the show with me. Welcome back, Dan.
Hi, thanks.
If you're just joining us, we've been talking about luxury real estate in Utah, and it's really a hot topic and so much fun because everyone loves to know how the rich and famous live. Dan, what are some tips that you have for selling luxury homes?
So today, luxury homes, it depends. If it's a newer and nicer luxury home, then it's just simply a matter of pricing and maybe a little bit of staging. If it's a dated luxury home, you need to seriously consider looking at doing some projects. And if that's not your purview, then I would have an interior designer or a stager come over and actually discuss how to stage the home to help maximize the looks.
For sure. Okay. What makes people emotionally fall in love with a property, Dan?
The biggest thing I can see is it usually will evoke some type of nostalgia. So that's tough to predict for people, but rooms where you have nice vibes. So either great lighting, actually, I'll just go back. So great lighting makes a person fall in love with a property. I think you can have space and everything. Great lighting changes everything about a house.
It is so true. I'm an interior designer. I will second that. I 100% agree. How important are off-market properties in Utah luxury real estate?
Off-market properties are huge. So as a buyer, it is your best opportunity to get a discount on a home, and it's also your best chance to not compete with other people. I actively spend giant chunks of my days sourcing off-market properties for clients. So that is a big, big deal for a buyer in this market today. If you are a seller in this market, just coming from someone here who lists and sells homes all day, I have never bought a publicly listed home, and I have never sold a home without going on the MLS. So if I am doing that through thousands of transactions, that may just be a lesson for you.
For sure. In my last few homes, same thing. Just you have to know someone who knows someone, and I call it divine choreography, but it just works out.
It does. And buying privately benefits the buyer almost every single time.
That's amazing. Okay. Are some of Utah's best homes publicly listed? Like you just said, some of them not.
Sometimes, and I mean, any good agent like myself, I call people for 3 to 4 hours a day, usually just calling neighborhoods, trying to find out who's selling and who's not selling, talking to friends, talking to people, just trying to get connections. So at any given day, I've got a list of 5 to 10 homes that would fit something that someone's looking for. So it's true. A lot of nice homes never get listed. They get listed after they sell, so then the agent can brag about it. But otherwise, I would say actually there was one home in Provo that sold for $10 million. You might know the one I'm talking about. That one was probably a rare case of a home like that going on the market. I was surprised that went on the market.
I agree with you. Okay, how do buyers get access to these opportunities? Isn't it just about knowing the right real estate agents, right?
It's knowing the right real estate agent. And if you don't know the right real estate agent, which happens a lot, make sure they call the right real estate agent.
True.
That's what I'd say. But any good luxury agent has stuff. There's homes off market or homes coming up or people talking about selling. There's always opportunities.
And what does a luxury agent need to do differently when marketing a $5 million home versus a $700,000 home?
Oh man. So I think the common perception among agents is that we put it up on the MLS and then put up our feet and then pray that the home sells. And there's probably some level of that happening all the time anyway. But if you're marketing a $5 million home, the expectation is a premium video and photo package. That does not sell the house on its own, but it makes the home really shine. That's number one. Number two is a lot of people, they see these open houses. I get invited to 20 broker opens a day or open houses a day. I think they're useful to some degree. Open houses don't necessarily sell homes in this market, but they do make it available for people to see it that might be connected to someone who could then say, hey, I want to buy it. So, I mean, you can do an open house. I don't think it's necessary. What is necessary is if you have a luxury agent and you're selling a $5 million home, there should be an ad spend on social media, a targeted ad spend. There should be a targeted social media package for the home. And then in addition to that, I would expect that agent to spend hours and hours calling, talking to people, making connections because those homes usually are a connected sale.
For sure. And, luxury isn't about having more these days. It's about having something people can't always easily find somewhere else. Today, Dan Evans, Summit Realty. How do people find you, Dan?
We are active on social media and on the internet, but the easiest way is my phone number. My direct number is 801-372-3512. And then our Instagram shows most of our listings, property tours, everything. And that's Evans Team Utah is the handle on Instagram.
And I think something most people don't realize is that you can just hire any real estate agent, but hiring an experienced real estate agent can be life-changing. And you can save so much money, and it really costs the same amount.
Yep. Usually it's like, are you looking to do your friend or family member a favor, or are you trying to get the job done?
For sure. Dan Evans, thank you so much for sharing all these tips and tricks and so much fun info always on the KSL Real Estate Show. Last but not least, I need to give a shout out to Central Bank, who is the sponsor of this show. They are incredible. They've been in business for 130 years with locations all across the Wasatch Front. If you need some money, you're going to buy a house, you're going to build a home, you need a construction loan, you need a business loan, you need a kids savings plan. They do it all. Please check out and support Central Bank. Signing off, Heather Osmond, owner of Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores. We'll be back next week. Thank you very much.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, giving you even more specialized support than ever before. Like access to the trade desk, our team of passionate traders ready to tackle anything from the most complex trading questions to a simple strategy gut check. Need assistance? No problem. Get 24/7 professional answers and live help, and access support by phone, email, and in-platform chat. That's how Schwab is here for you, to help you trade brilliantly. Learn more at schwab.com/trading.
Grainger knows when you're a procurement manager for an office park, you're not managing one building, you're managing all of them. And to stay ahead, you need to see through walls and around corners. Lights about to fail, filters ready to clog, HVAC on its last leg. If you wait until something breaks, you're already behind. Count on Grainger for quality products, easy reordering, and 24/7 support. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.